So let's summarize what we covered in this module. Well, first we talked about MVC. In any iPhone application or any iOS development project, MVC is going to become a core topic because the entire architecture is based off of MVC. So we covered MVC specifically as it relates to iOS development, and we got a good understanding of the difference between a model, a view, controller. And if you remember the video game console as an example, that can help you in the future when you think about is something a model, a view, or controller. Then we covered the outlets. We talked about how an outlet is just a way for a controller to say, this is a point where the view can bind to me and I will update the view with some data. Then we looked at actions, and actions are actually just the opposite of an outlet, which is a point on the controller where we are saying that a view can bind to us and let us know that something's happened, like a user pressed a button, and we can send a message to the controller to tell it to do something, to update the model, or to perform some kind of action. And then finally, we delved a little bit into dynamically adding views. I showed you how you could actually take a view, any UI view object, and add it to the view tree dynamically at runtime in your view controller. So now we've actually gotten into implementing part of our protein tracker application, and in the next module we'll do a little bit more on that. But really what we've covered in this module is a lot of the core work that you'll actually be doing when you're doing iOS development. It's really not that difficult, and you'll find that a lot of what you'll be doing is just either creating outlets or actions, and then everything else is just going to be your own logic that's going to determine ways to update the outlets or to respond to actions that are coming in. And so really iPhone and iOS development is not that difficult once you understand some of these basic concepts. In our next module, we'll get into the interface builder, which will allow you to create some rich user interfaces. And now that you understand how to bind that user interface to a view controller, you'll be able to do a lot more things in your iOS application.